and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Emergency Management Associates. I am waiting right now to make sure YouTube is allowing us to go on the air, and then we'll go live on the air here. Just give me just another minute or so to allow YouTube to catch up with everything. This is typically what we have to do as of late. I'm hoping within the next week or so this too will end and we won't ever have to worry about this again. But right now I'm going to tell you my name is Ron Tyler. I'm the president of Emergency Management Associates. I've been doing these broadcasts for over 5.5 years now. We are live on the air. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ron Tyler from Emergency Management Associates. We're coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. Agua, Odin, Prism, Omega says greetings room. Sheila Dean says hello. Richard Smith from Nova Scotia, Canada's here. We want to welcome them here to our show tonight. 5x5 from Richard Smith in Nova Scotia. I appreciate that so much. Charlie is here. Warfare Warrior is here. Highway Runner, one of my dearest friends, is here. Carla Max is here. Good evening, Ron and family. Thank you so much for that as well. It's Wrath, Ron. Okay, good. I'm glad to see you here, Munir's Wrath. Appreciate you, brother. Charlie's here. George Rashad is here. Anne Marie is here. Good evening. Welcome everyone to our program tonight. I'm coming back on the air this evening. We don't usually do this. I'm not going to make this a habit, I assure you. On Saturdays, we usually take the day off because I want to prepare for my Sunday school class, and that Saturday is usually the final time I have to prepare for my Sunday school class before I deliver it to you on Sunday morning. I came on this afternoon. Well, I came on yesterday to talk to you about the Trump assassination attempt, and this afternoon earlier we did our Sunday school class. I appreciate you all being here, I really do. Diane Myers is here from Rhode Island. Missouri Boat Ride is here. Ray Spur is here. Thank you, Ray, for being here. Arnold Schmidt is here. 4 is my check-in number. Hello, Ron. 19 degrees Celsius in Western Alberta. Wow. It's still good and warm in Western Alberta, Canada. John from New Hampshire is here. We appreciate each and every one of you being here, guys. We really do. Now, I wanted to give you an update of what I know about the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. A 20-year-old nursing student, actually not nursing student, a 20-year-old nursing home employee, a 20-year-old nursing home employee from suburban Pittsburgh, Ohio, or Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, tried to assassinate former President Trump. Now, from what we are gathering, and this may not be correct, this is the Associated Press reporting this information. Okay? Now, you know I don't trust the press at all. But they are saying that this man is a registered Republican, and he had packed explosives in his vehicle and drove to the campaign rally, which is an hour away from his home. Okay? A 20-year-old nursing student, or nursing home, excuse me, boy, why can't I get this right? A 20-year-old nursing home employee from suburban Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay? Munir's Rast says the kid is also was in a BlackRock commercial. That's what I understand as well. Law enforcement officials have been working all day today to learn more about Thomas Matthew Crooks. Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. They've been working to determine what motivated him to open fire on President Trump in the rally from a nearby rooftop, and he killed one spectator before he was shot dead by the Secret Service. Now, I want to talk to you about this before I play a video for you from Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino went on the air, and Dan Bongino is a former Secret Service agent. And Dan Bongino is hot. Dan Bongino is mad. He is very, very mad. And I'm going to explain to you why. But law enforcement officers were trying to determine why this man made it to a rooftop and he didn't get taken out by the Secret Service before he even opened fire on the crowd. Okay? And I'm going to I have verified what I'm telling you now. Okay? Whenever the President of the United States or any other protectee of the Secret Service, in other words, anyone can be a protectee of the Secret Service. A congressman, a senator, a president, a vice president, a former president of the United States, and any candidate for president of the United States is eligible for Secret Service protection. Now I'm going to just deviate just for a minute. The only person who is a presidential candidate right now is Mr. Robert Kennedy. The Biden administration is not allowing Mr. Kennedy to have Secret Service protection. That is a bunch of crap. It does not matter who it is. If they're running for vice president or president of the United States, they deserve Secret Service protection. We don't know why the Biden administration is not allowing Mr. Kennedy to have Secret Service protection, but I'm going to stand up for him right now. Mr. Kennedy deserves Secret Service protection. He's a viable presidential candidate. He deserves Secret Service protection. Whatever the Biden administration is doing right now is wrong. Whatever the Biden administration is doing now is wrong. And I'm going to tell you more about that in just a minute as well. But one person, a former fire chief from Pennsylvania who was there at the rally with his family, he was shot dead by this assassin. He was shot dead by an assassin. This man who was shot and killed is a hero. He heard shots being fired and he pushed his wife and daughter down to the ground and then covered them with his body. And he was shot and killed while he was protecting his family. This man is a hero. Now, there were 2 other people that were shot and injured. Now, the Secret Service and the FBI and the local agencies from Pennsylvania are not releasing their identities right now because they're trying to notify the next of kin, not just their immediate family, but other members of their extended family have not been notified by the government. So while they're in the process of notifying next of kin, we are not going to give up their names at this point in time. That will come out in due time. Okay? So I'm together with the Secret Service and the FBI and not giving that information out. Now, while I'm talking about that, I have watched the FBI and the Secret Service news conference today twice. I've watched the news conference twice, and I'm very troubled about what they were talking about, and I'm very troubled about the way they handled this shooting. Now, Mr. Crooks was on top of that building not more than 150 to 200 yards away from the rally. He scaled the side of the building. A ladder was found on the side of the building, and many people notified the police of what was going on. One police officer climbed the ladder, and when he got to the top, he was told by Mr. Crooks to get back down or he would be shot dead. So the officer got back down, got on his radio, and radioed other officers in the area to inform them what the officer saw and what he had been informed of. People saw Mr. Crooks climbing that ladder with what amounts to an AK-47. It amounts to an AK-47 on his back as he was climbing up the ladder to get on the top of this roof, this building. Now, why in the world was the Secret Service not on top of this before that time? It's very evident from the communication standpoint that the police officer that saw this man go up the ladder, didn't see the man go up the ladder, but saw him at the top of the building, his communication to his cohorts, other officers in the field, came across the Secret Service band as well. The Secret Service was monitoring all law enforcement radio communications. The Secret Service didn't act on it. Now, there were two, what they call CAT officers, on top of the venue where President Trump was speaking. President Trump had only been speaking a very short time. He just barely come on stage. The two officers on top of the building, on top of the venue, they were posted there by the Secret Service. Now, they are either regular police officers or they are agents of the Secret Service or the FBI. It has been told to us that the agents on top of the building where Trump was speaking were there either from the Secret Service, the FBI, or they were local police officers that had been sanctioned to be there because they were the best sharpshooters in their departments. So it may have been regular police officers that have been assigned there. Okay? Not regular police officers, but sharpshooters. Now, I believe this to be true. Now, someone asked one of my associates, one of my friends, who also has a YouTube channel that talked about this earlier this afternoon, he asked this question. What were they? Were they regular police officers? Were they Secret Service? Or were they with the FBI? I did some checking. Now, all I could find out is that at least one of the officers had the word police on the back of his shirt or the back of his uniform. Probably his bulletproof vest over his uniform shirt. It said police. He had on a dark green uniform shirt saying police on it. So he may have been a regular police officer that had been assigned to help the Secret Service. But these officers, including officers from the Secret Service that were in the nearby area, were there for a reason. The Secret Service, before anything ever happens, before any event that they've been assigned to protect the protectee, they go throughout the entire area. They check on every building, every window, every office space, every store, to make sure no one can endanger their protectee. Okay? The Secret Service does this on a regular basis. Now, that again doesn't answer the question that I've had. Why were they not aware of this man on the roof? Why did they not know that Mr. Crooks was on the roof? Why? Inquiring minds want to know. Why did they not know that he was on the roof? The Secret Service has people looking all over the area. Literally. They have people looking all over the area. And yet, they did nothing. They did nothing to try to stop it. Not a thing. They did not do anything until shots rang out. They did not do anything until shots rang out. The Secret Service should have done something. They should have done something. People would shout out that they saw somebody with a rifle go up the side of a building. And yes, finally, one police officer responded, and he went up there himself. and he was threatened by the shooter. So the officer went back down, and when he got back down, he got on the radio to tell everybody in the net on his radio frequency what he saw and what happened. And again, the Secret Service, the FBI, and everybody there was on the same radio frequency. So they heard this call go out. Why was nothing done? Arnold Schmidt is in the chat that's saying the DHS has the authority to assign a secret or security detail as they see fit, even though the Trump camp requested for more security. That is also true. The White House also has the ability to inject more agents. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that brings to bear more questions that I have. Okay? Number one, the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, has the authority to assign officers, to assign security details, and up the ante when it comes to officers. But the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, did not do that. The security detail for President Trump asked for more officers, and they were denied. They were told by the Secret Service Department and the FBI that they had no additional officers to give them. They had no additional officers. Now, that poses another question. Why not? Why not? How many employees work for the FBI? How many officers work for the FBI? They're federal officers. How many Secret Service work for the Secret Service? Not just in Pennsylvania, but outlying jurisdictions. Why were those people not brought in? The simple reason is they were told no money. The federal government works on a $40 trillion budget. A $40 trillion budget. And yet they were denying more officers for that detail. What's wrong with this picture? Okay? Number one, supposedly not enough officers. Number two, why did the Secret Service not respond more quickly to the shooting? Why not? I'm going to play a video by Dan Bongino. I want to play this video so you get a good idea of what I'm talking about. Because something's wrong in Whoville. Something is wrong in Whoville. Let me play this video for you, and we'll go further and talk about what happened yesterday afternoon in Pennsylvania. I want to show you what I have. You may be a little bit surprised. This is a video by Dan Bongino yesterday. Actually, this morning.
I think your thoughts on this, Dan. Just continue where you left off on the reaction here.
So again, open security questions right now, and this is why again I think the Secret Service, the PR, Anthony Guglielmi, has to be very careful about what they put out. You know, he says in his X post, and you can read it yourself. You don't need to hear it from me. That they deployed these extra resources and technology. Okay, well, which ones? You're telling me the best technology you have was deployed and you missed a shooter 130 yards? Say it was 200 yards. The Secret Service CS team, Pete, the counter sniper teams, and I'm not sure those two guys are Secret Service. We have to remember that we don't always, when we go to New York sometimes with high-level protectees, we'll use NYPD ESU counter sniper. So I'm not really sure either way, they'd still be briefed in. The question we have to ask is, if that's the best technology we have, and we had a CS team up there with a shooter that, you know, we're trained out to 1,000 yards in the Secret Service with the counter sniper team. How did they miss someone at most, you know, 1/5 of the way there? It doesn't make any sense. And even worse, it's broad daylight on a white roof. So again, open questions here. Was there forward-looking infrared deployed? Was there aerial support, drones, helicopters? You know, something happened too. If you go back and listen to the audio, I want you to listen to this after I get off here. When Donald Trump, after this tragic thing happens, you'll see the Secret Service agents. And by the way, I know some of those guys personally. It takes a lot to run into bullets, divorcing the security failure. So at least they did that part, correctly, and they knew what they were doing after the security absolutely failed. But you're going to hear something if you listen closely. The guy mentions Hawkeye on the scene. He's talking about those two, the black BDU with the tactical gear CAT element, that two-man CAT element. That stands for Counter Assault Team. That's a Secret Service Special Weapons Team, equivalent to our SWAT. So they're there. They all deployed and did what had to be. That the bunting around the front of the stage is probably armor. Donald Trump knew to duck. I mean, most people would. He saved his own life. That's just a fact. The evacuation did not go right. I mean, the rule with the Secret Service is cover the protectee and evacuate. The other rule is maximum to the protectee, minimum to the problem. Why minimum to the problem? Because you don't know that's the only problem. It could be a distraction. There could be another person in the crowd. So if you don't jump on the protectee, you could be looking at multiple shooters. So at least that part, the guys there, stepped up there. But the failure here is absolutely catastrophic. And I got to tell you, the Secret Service should be very careful. I can tell you and absolutely confirm from the horse's mouth, from multiple people, not just one. And I saw Congressman Waltz text this out before on X. There have been repeated requests to increase the security footprint around not just the residences of Donald Trump, but the body itself. And they have been rebuffed. Like I said, I can tell you actual quotes. The Secret Service directors completely failed and candidly should resign today. Kim Cheadle has failed Donald Trump and honestly failed Joe Biden too. He's the president right now. Where's the DHS secretary? I mean, this is, you're blaming it on manpower? So just to be clear, we're a $4 trillion United States government and we can't fork over enough money to keep our people alive? And then you're sending out tweets like, oh, this is the best technology we have. Really? To let a sniper 150 yards away from the potential next president shoot a piece of his ear off? That's your victory lap? Give me a break, man.
Dan, I mean, you bring up so many amazing points, and I just don't even know where to begin except to ask you why would the Secret Service not beef up more security for the man who is most likely to be assassinated in the entire world? Why would they not deploy more resources? Why weren't there drones over? Is it that this woman, Kimberly Cheadle, the director, is incompetent? Could there be something else there? What is happening? Is it DEI? What's going on?
Well, Rachel, it's my job, if I'm going to give an opinion, to back it up. Opinions are like holes, right? Everybody has one. The difference between one opinion over the other in a courtroom and anywhere else is, can you back it up? I want everyone at home, go on your phone or computer now, and I want you to look up U.S. Secret Service, red ties, Donald Trump. Yeah, read it. The Secret Service was more concerned about protective agents around Donald Trump. If you think I'm making this up, go to a left-wing search engine if you think I'm biased. Go to Scroogle and put it, oh, you're reading a story right now. They were more concerned about the color of the Secret Service agents' ties around Donald Trump, given the perception that a red tie was somehow, I've got red ties. I'm a Republican. It's nothing to do with it. I just like red ties. They go nice with white shirts. That's an actual, you see it right now. I'm not crazy. This is what the Secret Service was concerned about. They put out, 1,000 tweets about all of this DEI stuff. Do I know that's related here? I don't. I'm just saying that you have one job and only one job. Your job is keep the body alive no matter what. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Jill Biden, the president of Djibouti, it doesn't matter. That is your job. They absolutely, resolutely, 100% fail. Not a single excuse should be made. Not a single excuse should be attempted. This should be the subject of congressional hearings and investigations, because if they can't do this, and this is the best technology you had, then folks, there's no purpose anymore. This isn't the agency I grew up in. It's not. I spent 12 years of my life there, and I'm telling you, I know some of those guys personally. These are good men and women. But this was an apocalyptic security failure. And don't ever forget, An uneventful failure is never a success. And the fact that Donald Trump didn't die yesterday is no reason for anybody to take some kind of victory lap. And before we start sending out plaudits, we better look and do a hot wash on this and find out exactly how abysmal this security plan was.
Well, uniquely, because you also have unique experience, uniquely you've been able to tell us today that the failure is on both the ground level and the immediate reaction, the advanced level, and seeing what could potentially be the problem, and at the organizational level, and what kind of resources were given to Donald Trump over time. And as we said, you have the experience to know. Dan Bongino, thanks so much.
Okay, that's the end of that program. Okay, I want to show you that because I have real issues. Dan Bongino is a former Secret Service agent. He protected Obama for about 11 years. He protected Obama before Obama was even president. Okay? That's where this goes. Now, some of you are talking about the head of the Secret Service. No, I have nothing to detail that she was CEO of Pepsi. I have nothing to say that she was. I also have nothing to say she wasn't. But it doesn't matter. At this point in time, she needs to be fired. She needs to resign now. She is responsible for what happened yesterday. Or should I say what didn't happen yesterday. It should never have happened. It should never have happened. She needs to step down immediately. And while I'm talking about that, I also want to tell you this. I also think that Mr. Mayorkas, head of the Homeland Security Department, he's already been held in contempt of Congress. Mayorkas has already been held in contempt of Congress. He's already been interrogated by Congress, and he was found that he's not capable of running Homeland Security. But he's still there. He's still there. Mr. Mayorkas is over, the umbrella organization Homeland Security is over the Secret Service. Homeland Security is the umbrella organization over the Secret Service and all other federal law enforcement agencies. Mayorkas needs to resign immediately. Mayorkas needs to resign immediately, if not sooner. Okay? Mayorkas and the Secret Service director have and or were in cahoots with what happened yesterday. It should never have been allowed to happen. President Trump should not have even had an attempt on his life. It could have been stopped long before it actually happened. It could have been stopped. But it was not. Okay? Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel, Pennsylvania, should not have gotten where he got. He should have been arrested. Yes, that would have entailed him being alive and put in jail and go through the whole measure of Secret Service protection for him while he's in jail because he tried to assassinate the President of the United States, but he would be in jail and be protected. His own life would be protected. He would be put in a confinement area where nobody else could get to him. Because yes, there are people in prison that would have been protecting him or going after him because he had tried to assassinate the president or the president pro tem. And that's exactly where President Trump is. At any moment, Biden could be taken down. Biden would resign. Or his cabinet would say he's no longer eligible to be president of the United States. Or the Democrat Party would ask that he and Kamala Harris step down immediately. At which point in time, who then would become president? Would it go to the Speaker of the House like should be? it would go to Speaker Johnson, wouldn't it? Or because President Trump has been the president before, and he could be the president again, would it go straight to him? That's still another question. That is another question entirely. What do I think? I think President Trump would be awarded the presidency. All factors point to President Trump taking over in November after the election, if we have an election. But that's another story. That's another story. I believe in my heart of hearts that the Democrat Communist Party here in America would try to stop President Trump at all. I actually believe that the Democrat Communist Party of America is the one who is responsible for what happened yesterday. Why? Because multiple Democrats in high places have put a target on President Trump's back. And in fact, earlier this past week, Biden himself said, and you can go back on Google or whatever search engine you use, and you can find out what Biden said. I'll paraphrase it. President Trump has a target on his back. Biden said that. The sitting president of the United States said that President Trump has a target on his back. Multiple high-ranking Democrats in the Senate and the Congress have told President Trump he doesn't belong there, and that they would do whatever they could to get him out of that position and make sure he never ever became president again. Yes, I've seen it. Nancy Pelosi. Who's she? She was the Senate head. The Senate head. She's been after President Trump since 2016, even before 2016. Nancy Pelosi should be taken down. And all the other Democrats, including AOC, and these other prominent Democrats should be taken out because they have actually threatened President Trump's life. Those Democrats should be taken out, removed from power. Yes, Charlene Savant says Maxine Waters. She's one of them. Maxine Waters, I've heard her speak, and she has also threatened President Trump's life. If I had said even half the things that she said, I would already be behind bars. Chuck Schumer's another one. Harry Fodder's talking about Chuck Schumer. He has also threatened President Trump's life. What is going on right now is certainly nothing that should be allowed to have happen. These people need to be taken apart. Literally. Removed from office and put in prison. And I'm talking about Mr. Mayorkas. I'm talking about the head of the FBI, Mr. Wray. I'm talking about the head of the Secret Service that should be removed from office and resign immediately. I'm talking about Schumer from the Senate. I'm also talking about somebody else. Who else is in the Senate who is a Republican? Who is it? He should also resign. He should also resign. These people are an embarrassment to this country. They are an embarrassment of our representatives. They should not be allowed to continue as representatives of the people. Yes, Harry McConnell. McConnell should be removed from his seat right now. And many other people. Bill Barr. Former Attorney General Bill Barr should be in jail. The Poindexters should be in jail. Linda Covington says, but who's going to do this? Folks, I am standing up right now. I am standing up right now and I'm calling for it. I'm calling for it. Mr. Barack Hussein Obama. Mr. Barack Hussein Obama should be arrested and put in jail. Bill and Hillary Clinton should be arrested and put in jail. Right now. Immediately, right now. These people put President Trump's life on the line. Every one of the committee, the January 6th committee, composed of 90% Democrats, should be arrested and put in jail. They were an embarrassment. They lied to the American people. They made things up. They put false data up to try for them to stand on to make it look like President Trump was guilty when he was not. The people that have been arrested that were part of who came into the Senate House chambers on January 6th should be released from prison. Doug, you can't say that on the air or on my chat here. You can also not use capital letters. Your chat was removed because number one, you can't say that, and number two, you can't use all capitals. Don't do it. Paul Grundy is telling me, brother is trying to get on a watch list. I'm probably already on a watch list. From things that I've been saying for the past 3 to 4 years, I'm probably already on the watch list, and I don't give a flying rat's butt. I don't give a flying rat's frosty keister. I don't. But every one of these people should be in jail. Every one of them. Now, what happened yesterday is an abomination. It should never have happened. Never in a million years. Now, Mr. Crooks is said to have been working for a nursing home. Working from a nursing home. He was said to be a registered Republican who packed explosives in his vehicle that he drove to the campaign rally an hour from his home. Unreal, huh? Law enforcement officials were working today to learn more about Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, who climbed up the side of a building with a ladder, got on top of the building with an AK-47, and moments later opened up fire on the rally, killing one person, wounding 2 others, and wounding the former president of the United States, who's a likely new president. Okay? Humid Bars says, everybody type in all caps. No, you're not. Sorry, we're not going to allow that. Okay? I'm going to tell you all right now. I came on the air for all of you. I am allowing you in my home. This program is my home. It's my own right to say what I'm saying. One of the things I'm saying, one of my rules here is, one, you don't use all caps. That is because YouTube looks at that and says people are yelling when they use all caps. So you don't do that here in my channel. You don't do that at all. So guess what? I removed that person from this program. They won't be coming back on this program ever. Not now, not ever. Okay? This is my home. I invite you into my home when I'm on the air. I get to dictate the rules. If you don't like the rules, you don't have to be here. If you don't want to be here, get lost. And that's truly what I believe. That's truly what I believe. I won't allow it. Sorry, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen now or ever. Period. Not ever going to happen. Anyway, I love all of you. That's why I'm here. Now, Again, I'm calling for the resignation of the head of Homeland Security. I'm calling for the resignation of the director of the Secret Service. I'm calling for the resignation of Attorney General, of our Attorney General, and I'm also calling for the resignation of all people that are responsible for what happened yesterday. Everybody. You need to resign. You don't belong protecting our president. You don't belong protecting anybody. You need to resign now before you're fired. Now, there was somebody earlier that said that one of the agents that was on the building was fired. I don't know that, and I cannot verify that. Okay, Operator Chill is saying, or asking, why don't we all use caps? I just explained that. I just explained that. Okay? If you don't like what I said, don't come back. If you don't like what I say, don't come back. Okay? Now, Mr. Crooks is dead. The police have surrounded his neighborhood to make sure people don't go and interrupt his family. Yes, his family's in mourning. They never thought Mr. Crooks would have done this. Thomas Matthew Crooks possibly stole his father's weapon that was used in the shooting. It happened. The Secret Service and the police and the state police are doing a heavy-duty investigation. They're doing a heavy-duty investigation, and it's not going to be over for a while. We may not have answers for quite a while. Today, the FBI said it has not identified any underlying ideology or threatening writing or social media posts from Crook, and he graduated from high school just 2 years ago. He had no past criminal cases against him. A public records criminal check was done. He has no criminal background. Trump, who's the presumptive Republican presidential nominee, said on social media today the upper part of his right ear is pierced in the shooting. Yet, after he was released from the hospital, he climbed aboard Trump Force One and he went to meet someone else for a boxing match. He went to a boxing match where when he showed up, he was revered and he was given celebrity status at the boxing match. Okay? That's what they did for him. President Trump then got on the plane after the boxing match and went back to Florida. And all this time, he was able to get on the plane and get off the plane under his own power. He wasn't like Biden where he has to have somebody there escorting him. He got off and on the plane under his own power. Okay? Now, yes, that's a slam from me to Biden. I don't like Biden. I never have liked Biden. And I liked him even less as president. He's worthless. Mr. Biden has put this country in danger. Mr. Biden has put this country in danger. I don't know where all the mods went, Mike. I don't know where all the mods went. But for some reason, the mods aren't here. Canadian Patriot was here. Canadian Patriot was here, and our buddy Richard appears to not be here now. Adventuring Mike, would you like to be a mod? You've been here quite a bit. You're supporting this channel. Would you like to be a mod? Because I'll make you a mod. Canadian Patriots here. Richard Smith is doing the best he can. I appreciate that. Would anybody else like to be a mod? Okay. Yes, I am a Christian, Billy. I am a Christian. That doesn't matter at this point. My being a Christian doesn't matter at this point. I want you to stay on top of what I'm talking about. Okay? Mr. Biden is dangerous. He's a laughingstock in this world. Mr. Biden is a laughingstock of this world. Other world leaders look at Biden and say, oh, he's a weakling. Or he won't do anything. He can't stand up for the company, meaning the country. He doesn't do anything. He won't do anything. Putin doesn't trust Biden. Putin has threatened the United States of America, threatened to annihilate us. Putin has threatened to annihilate us, launch a nuclear strike on this country. Other people have also said the same thing, including little man from North Korea. China has also threatened us. China has put their military on or near our shores, not on the shores, but near our shores. Near our shores. Why? What's the point? What's the point? The point is this. They are looking to annihilate our country. They are looking to create civil war. They're looking to take over our country. Unreal. James Jingle says, why are we in every country? Because we have contracts with other countries to help protect them. That's why. USMC, yes, I'll make you a mod. Usually I wait for like 6 months to see what people do. I'm making you a mod. I need mods in here. Okay? I want mods. I want dutiful mods that will be here with our chat, will be here with our programs. Folks, we need your help. We need everybody's help to stop what happened yesterday. It cannot be allowed to continue. Like I said, Trump is a presumptive presidential candidate. On social media today, he said the upper part of his right ear was pierced with a bullet. 2 spectators were critically injured. One man, Corey Comparatori, who is 50 years old, a former fire chief from the area whose Pennsylvania governor says died a hero by diving onto his family. Corey Comparatori, 50 years old, died. He died. He pushed his wife and daughter to the ground, and yet he was shot in the head and killed. There was also an ER room doctor, head of emergency room from one of the hospitals in the local area. He performed CPR and life-saving trauma prevention on Mr. Comparatori, and he died anyway. Folks, it's unreal. Why have we allowed this? I believe this was allowed. I believe this was allowed to happen because of the Democrat Communist Party, including Biden. Now, Biden also took his sweet time in coming on the air last night to say that he was sorry that President Trump had to go through this. Unreal. Incredible. Biden took his time. Why? Is Biden part of this? Is Biden part of this? I believe he is. I believe he is. I believe he is. There are some people here in the chat that don't belong here. And I'm actually sorry they're here. Hold on a second. Some of you might be voting for Biden. I don't care. I don't care. But something happened to a presumptive nominee for president that should never have happened. And I believe these people, these Democrat communist politicians in power, are responsible for it. I believe they are responsible for what happened. I've done my research. I've had 24 hours to go through this. I have enough information for you. And that's why I'm on the air. That is exactly why I'm on the air. I'm here to tell you what I believe. I'm here to tell you that yes, something has to happen. And we must do it. You and I, all of us, must take responsibility ourselves and make sure that these politicians don't ever stay there and will be removed from office. They need to be removed. They need to be removed from office. Okay? That's my opinion. And yes, like everybody else, I do have an opinion. I have the reason to be here. I have a reason to be here. Okay? I came here for a reason. I am standing up for what I believe is true. Some of you may not like what I say, and that's fine. You don't have to be here. You can go elsewhere. You don't have to be here. And no, I'm not older than Biden. Sorry, that didn't work, did it? I just happen to be a lot younger than Biden. Okay? Fact. Anyway, I hope you didn't kick out Richard either. I don't think you did. I hope not. Yeah, we have a lot of trolls here, Mary. We have a lot of trolls. Anyway, Mr. Crook's father talked out last night. He put out a message that I want to report. He said, what the hell is going on? He would not speak about his son until after he spoke with law enforcement. I don't blame him. I am a former law enforcement officer. I won't speak to any law enforcement until I have an attorney. Period. That's my belief. I won't speak to a law enforcement officer unless I have an attorney. And I won't, and I will tell you the exact same thing. Oh, really? Ron stole money from this man's elderly mother? Bullcrap. Bullcrap all day long. Yes, Mike, I'll make you a mod. I appreciate that. God bless you, Mike. I appreciate you so much. Yes, I just made you a mod, Mike. I appreciate you so much. God bless you for that. Anyway, Paul Grundy's asking how old I am. It's none of your business. None of your business. Anyway, Matthew Crook's father has talked to the Associated Press, he's talked to the police, and he's not willing to talk to anybody else right now. I have a feeling at some point in time he will go public, though. He will go public. Now, do you think anything else is wrong? I do. I think this was done on purpose. I think what happened last night, yesterday afternoon, was done on purpose. Okay? That's my opinion. That's my opinion. The FBI is saying that Mr. Crook's family is cooperating with investigators. Again, I have reason to believe that the FBI might be in on this. The FBI might be in on this. Why? Because you can't trust the FBI anymore. The FBI used to be a wonderful organization. A great organization. It was looked up to. Not lately. As of maybe the past 20 years, the FBI is no longer looked up to. They can't be. They have violated the law themselves. They have used the law for their own status. Use the FBI, their organization, for their own status. What a bunch of crap that is. What a bunch of crap. It's unfortunate. It's very much unfortunate, guys. That kind of stuff should never happen either. But it's a fact. Even Mr. Comey, who was director of the FBI at one time, he was also guilty, as well as many other people within the FBI. I used to be a proponent of the FBI myself. Not anymore. Not anymore. I have reason to believe nobody, I can't say nobody, a great majority of the FBI should not be there. Should not be there. We must clean house as citizens of this country. We must stand up for what we believe. We must get to the bottom of what's going on. We must do that. We have to. We have to, guys. If we don't, we're only creating our own demise. This country is standing by a thread. It's being held up by a thread, literally. We don't have much more time to try to save this country. God came here and told us that this country would be a great country as long as people, citizens of this country, obeyed the commandments of God. This has not happened for a long time. What happened? Back when I was a child, politicians took God out of our schools. They took God out of our schools. That was the beginning. And it's gone on, and it's gone on, and it's gone on. Okay? It can't continue. Our country is going down the proverbial tubes. We cannot let this continue. We need to stand up for what we believe in. It's Sunday today. As I said when I first came on, I don't usually come on and talk about much of anything on Sunday except Sunday school class. George Rashad, you're now a mod. I thank George for also being a mod on this channel. George has been a friend of mine and a loyal member of our EMA family, and I appreciate that. George has been with me for a long, long time. Anyway, I appreciate all of you becoming mods. I really do. God bless you all for doing that. God bless you all. Now, we need to stand up for what we believe in. Mr. Crook's history says he's a Republican. He donated money to Biden in 2016. Or, excuse me, he donated money to the Hillary Clinton campaign in 2016. That tells me right there he's not a true Republican. He's not. Yes, he could have changed his mind. But why did he fall down and go after the president? Because that's exactly what happened. President Trump is alive today because God protected him. President Trump is alive today because God protected him. Now, Trump moved his head. He looked to his right. As he was standing on the stage, he looked to his right. Then he cocked his head like this. If he had not cocked his head to the side like this, the bullet would have nailed him in the head, and we would be mourning the loss of a former president of the United States. We would be mourning the loss of President Trump today. This was done on purpose. I am dead sure of that. I am dead sure of that. Okay? No, I don't believe in conspiracy theories. But because of everything that I've been through, I believe that this was done on purpose. Again, we need to stand up for what we believe in. I do not believe this is the only time this is going to happen. I believe that they're going to try it again. I do. Because Biden and his people have said that they will not allow Trump to be president. Biden and his people said that they will not allow Trump to be president. It's incredible. I never thought in my wildest imagination that we would be having this happen. Okay? Never in my wildest imagination. But this is what's confronting our country. It's happening. And you and I are in the middle of it. We are Christians. We should be standing up for what we believe in. I believe that God created this country for a reason. And this country stands up for everybody else around the world. We do. We have treaties with other countries. We have military bases in other countries because of what we believe in. And those other countries having respect for us. Even London. This past week, London had a pro-Trump rally. They had a great big huge television screen that they were playing one of Trump's videos at one of his rallies. In London. And people in London were cheering the president. Incredible. Incredible. We have countries like that around the world that support the United States, and we support those countries. Even in Australia, the Australian media are laughing at Biden. They're laughing at Biden. They're making fun of him because he can't even say two words without making a mistake. He can't even walk off stage unless somebody escorts him, including his wife. Unreal. Unreal. He's not competent. One of his staff members made a statement, I believe this past week, that he's only lucid between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. 6 hours a day. The President of the United States must be lucid 24/7. He must be able to make decisions for our country, for each one of us, as citizens of this country. He must make decisions for in the best interests of other countries at a moment's notice. Mr. Biden is not that person. I believe Obama is part responsible for this. I believe Obama and quite a few other people are responsible. We need to weed out these people and get rid of them. Put them in jail. I'm not talking about killing them. I'm talking about putting them in jail. Put them in jail and put them there for a long, long, long time. They should not be able to be seen or heard outside of prison. That's my opinion. And yes, I do have an opinion, just like all of you. Ray Spur says, get them, I don't care where they put them. As long as they put them away where they can't even get near anybody and they can't do anything again to harm this country. Diane Kelman says they are traitors. Absolutely they are. They are traitors of the United States of America. Insane. These people need to be put away. This cannot be allowed to happen again. And yet, the Democrat communists believe they're going to do it again and again and again to try to stop Trump from being president. Incredible. Incredible. Does anybody have any questions about anything I've said so far? I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I do. I appreciate each one of you. I've talked to one of my buddies over in Utah who has his own YouTube channel. He used to talk about nothing but finance, and now he's gotten into politics and he's very good. I'm hoping to have some of his people that he's interviewed here on this show as well. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you being here. Richard Smith says, can we send Trudeau to where y'all send Biden? Oh, yeah. Bring it on, Rich. Bring it on, Richard. We'd love to have him in one of our prisons, too. Eventually, Mike says, sometimes I feel a lot like what's happening feels in accordance with revelations in the Bible. I agree. I totally agree. It does. And other parts of the Bible as well. Matthew, Romans, Acts of the Apostles, and Corinthians. Absolutely does. It does. I've been watching this for a very long time. Yes, I read the scriptures. Yes, I am a Christian man. I've read the scriptures back cover to cover, literally, many, many times, not just once or twice. Some people pick up the scriptures and read one or two verses, or maybe one verse a day, or one verse a week, or even less. I have read the scriptures cover to cover. I love the scriptures. I love the Word of God. I do. Since you guys don't have any more questions, I'm going to get out of here. But I want you to know what's happening. Yes, I admire Trump for a lot of reasons. Okay? Now, you may not like him, and that's fine. But we need somebody to do what Trump has done in the past. We need somebody to step up and be for us, the average citizen here on the street. We need someone to lower the inflation rate. We need somebody to help lower the prices of groceries. We need somebody to lower the price of fuel. We have to. We have to. We have to have somebody in power that will protect this country and stand up to other countries that have taken advantage of us. That person's been Trump, and I believe he'll do it again. When we put President Trump back in power, he will turn this country around and make America great again. Brothers and sisters, I love Jesus Christ. I love the gospel of Jesus Christ. Chad Hamlin says he's read the King James Version of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, cover to cover many times. Christ is coming, be prepared. I totally agree. Thank you so much for that. Folks, I love and appreciate each one of you. God be with you, and thank you for your being here. Take this message out to your friends. Take this message out to everybody you know. People need to see this program. Yes, Kennedy deserves Secret Service protection. And the Biden White House won't do it. The Biden White House won't do it. Guys, I love you. I care about you. George Assad says he can't share a link. It's a good video, but you are not too fond of the channel creator. Oh, really? I'm very fond of the channel creator. It's me. Guys, I love you. I appreciate all of you. Be prepared spiritually and be prepared physically. That's the only way we can be safe. I'm just quoting Rick Silva here. Thank you all for being here, guys. I love you. I hope you have a good rest of the Sabbath day in front of you. God be with you until we can meet again. We will see you on the other side. Thank you so much, guys. I love each and every one of you. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.